I don't remember the last time I saw a genuine black person who was not living up to the stereotype and the expectation that white people put in place to more or less work within the black community to suppress the black masses and to bring a more concern towards raising the image as to what will happen to a black man should he be seen moving outside of these barriers. The problem you'll find is it almost feels like it's against the law to be black. And when I say black, I'm not talking about those black people you see on TV who really are just puppets controlled by the white power system to portray a certain image of black people. I genuinely am talking about a well-rounded, intelligent, and educated, a sophisticated and a strong black man who is able to, or a woman who is able to actually firmly persist or even get through the levels of abuse and harassment that black people have been facing within the Western world for hundreds of years. It's quite shocking because this might be the only region in the world where you will find that there is a fear to be black. You will never find a black person of any Hispanic country or descent fearing his black identity despite facing considerable amounts of racism. You will never find or rarely find black people in Europe fearing to the same level as black people in America, despite facing or being home to the hosts of racism. It is the black people who live in America who are concerned regarding their state of blackness as if they have been completely swiped and alienated, not only from America but from who they truly are. This brings a considerable sense of a lack of purpose and a lack of meaning, to the point where when you see a black person in America, you just know that out of, let's say, 50 black people you run into, there's a good chance that 50 of them are going to be lost, because the ones who are not lost have disconnected from the black community, not due to insecurity, but due to the fact that there is it's a hopeless race. You send black people a freedom fighter, and the same black people who advocate for rights will hate on that freedom fighter. You send white America a black president, and black people will do nothing but scrutinize and harm that president, despite the fact that during the fact that there was a black president, that is when black people were at their optimum within the industry. And since that black president has left, black people have fallen below the mountains. And this inherent problem you'll find where black people are just tearing down others within the community, it's concerning, man. I can't express it further because unless you've been through the experience, you will understand why there are certain maneuvers that happen to this day, right? I'm not questioning the motive as to why black people seek the white integrated status and all of that. I think that's just by design, right? I think the black masses have been put into a cage, into a race where more or less, instead of working together to get out of that situation, we're more or less just fence kind of sparring each other off. However, as I keep saying, the ability, or should I say, you cannot solve a problem being oppressed by joining the person who has been oppressing you, right? At that point, I think it's either a pick what situation you end up going through, right? Do you join your people who you feel just will not respect you? And to be fair, more often than not, they do not. Or do you join the masses who have been responsible for the division within your community in a hope to kind of whitewash or alienate the real problem at hand? Both of them seem like options that are not plausible. And this is the problem that you'll find, the level of critical thinking as to how to maneuver around these situations, instead of fearing the state of who we are in this country. I think it is important that Black people become aware of who we are, not by the image of America, but I would definitely say by our own experience and by what exactly has been transpiring over the past couple of years due to the people who have neglected our community. I can't defend either side. I think this is something that the community just needs to acknowledge on a simple level, that for as long as we keep buying into the stereotype, there will be great deals of concern. And I think this is the problem, that you'll find that the stereotypical image is it's one that needs to be fixed, because the realization you'll come to is that there is never going to be any sort of change or progress unless Black people actually step up and question some of the ways in which the people who live in this system bypass the law written and refuse to hold Black people as the citizens who are represented in the Constitution. And if you do not take it to your own discretion to hold anybody accountable for crossing your personal or private matters, or crossing your family or your people, these groups that have been harming the Black community will continue to deploy the same level of infliction due to the inability of Black people to actually grow and to actually maneuver past the stereotype.